George Vezina played for the Montreal Canadiens from 1910 to 1925, the first 7 years in the NHA and the last 8 years in the NHL. He had a combined regular season record of 173, 148, and 6. He won 2 Stanley Cups, one in 1916 and one in 1924. He unfortunately died of tuberculosis on March 27, 1926. Gerry McNeil was Montreal's full-time goaltender from 1950 to 1954, including 2 straight 70-game seasons from 1950 to 1952. He led Montreal to Stanley Cup final appearances in all 4 years. However, he only won the Stanley Cup in 1953. Hal Murphy was an emergency backup who only played 1 game for Montreal. He was filling in for Gerry McNeil and won the game 6-4 against the Chicago Blackhawks on November 8, 1952. Jacques Plante played for the Montreal Canadiens from 1953 to 1963. He won 6 cups during his years there, including 5 straight. Plante was the first goaltender to wear a mask during games on a regular basis. The Canadiens retired his jersey in 1995. Charlie Hodge played for Montreal from 1954 to 1967. Most of that time he was the emergency backup for Jacques Plante. He actually spent most of the time in the AHL. He won the Vezina outright in 1964 and in 1966 shared it with Gump Worsley. He won the Stanley Cup in 1965. Andre Binette played in 1 game on November 11, 1954. He replaced Jacques Plante, who injured himself in the pregame warm-up. He gave up 4 goals to the Chicago Blackhawks, but still won the game. Claude Evans played in 4 games for Montreal in 1954 to 1955, winning 1 and losing 2. He also played 1 game in Boston in the 1957-58 season. Bob Perreault played for the Montreal Canadiens for 6 games during the 1955-56 season. He had a record of 3 wins and 3 losses. He is the cousin of Gilbert Perreault, who spent 17 seasons with the Buffalo Sabres. Len Broderick played 1 game for the Canadiens on October 30, 1957, when he replaced and injured Jacques Plante. He went on to win the game over the Toronto Maple Leafs 6-2. Gump Worsley was traded to Montreal in 1963 for his involvement in trying to organize a players' union. He played for Montreal for 7 years. He played his best with Montreal, where he had a record of 90, 41, and 24, and contributed to 4 Stanley Cups in 1965, 66, 68, and 69. He won the Vezina in 1968 and proceeded to rattle off 11 straight wins in the playoffs. Rogie Vachon played in Montreal from 1967 to 71. Here he shared the Vezina trophy with Gump Worsley in 1968. His record as a Montreal Canadien was 108, 58, and 31. He won the Stanley Cup in 1968 and 1969. Tony Esposito made his NHL debut in relief for Rogie Vachon. He made his first start against a Boston Bruin team that was led by his brother Phil. The game ended 2-2, with Phil scoring both Boston goals. Tony played 13 games before being sent back to the minors. He was recalled in the playoffs when Gump Worsley was injured and dressed for all 4 games in the finals. Denis DeJordy was Ken Dryden's backup for the 1971-72 season. He had been traded from the LA Kings. He played in 7 games that year before being traded to the Detroit Red Wings. He had a record of 3-2-1. Michel Plasse. Drafted by St. Louis, Michel Plasse was the first overall pick in 1968. He played for Montreal for 2 seasons, from 1972 to 1974. He put in a total of 32 games with a record of 18, 6, and 5. He won the Stanley Cup in 1973. Michel Larocque played for Montreal from 1974 to 1981. He was relegated to be Ken Dryden's perennial backup. Although Montreal won the Stanley Cup 4 years in a row from 1976 to 79, Larocque only played in 1 period during the playoffs in that stretch. He also shared in 4 Vezina trophies. He was able to play more after Dryden retired in 1979. He ended his Montreal years with a 144, 48, and 31 record in 231 regular season games. Rick Wamsley played for 5 games in the 1980-81 season before joining the Montreal Canadiens full-time for 3 years, 1981 to 1984. Wamsley won the Jennings Trophy for the fewest goals against with Dennis Herron. He was traded to St. Louis in 1984. His record with Montreal was 72, 36, and 16 in 131 games. Doug Soetaert played with Montreal for 2 seasons, 1984 to 1986. He played in 51 games and had a 25, 16, and 6 record. He has his name on the Stanley Cup even though he never played any games in the playoffs in 1986. Brian Hayward played in goal for Montreal for 4 seasons between 1986 and 1990. He shared the Jennings Trophy with Patrick Waugh in 3 of those 4 years for giving up the least amount of goals. In 141 regular season games with Montreal, he had a record of 71, 48, and 17. Frederic Chabot was a career minor leaguer who played in 5 games for Montreal between 1990 and 1994. He played in a further 11 in 98 and 99. His record was 1, 4, and 1 over the 16 games. At the tail end of his career, which included 3 Stanley Cups and a Jennings Trophy, Roland Melanson played for 9 games in the 1991-92 season. Unfortunately, he suffered a groin injury that had him miss the majority of the season. Ron Tugnutt was on the Canadiens roster for 2 seasons, 1993 to 95. He played in a total of 15 regular season games for Montreal, posting a 3-6-2 record. He lost the only playoff game he started in 1994. Thank you for watching. Please take the time to subscribe and hit the notification bell. That would be muchly appreciated and would help me grow my channel. Thank you very much.